Allen on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Welcome in. It is, it's not pretty so far. It's not Wisconsin Sports Daily. Technically, it's not the post-game show, even though we're playing the Open. Either way, the franchise, Tim Allen, takes over. It's 16-3 in the top of the nine.
Yeah, 16-3. 16 runs against the Brewers. Brewers 3-4 against the Giants. Here we are, 108 games in. Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show. Little ahead of schedule here.
He just got drilled in the head, Vaughn did.
Great.
I think at his helmet, he looks fine. He's walking, taking his gear off.
He had just pitched an inning of 3-run ball.
Mm-hmm.
So a position player. But Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. A disaster in the Bay. They lose 2 of 3. And the Brewers now 108 games in. Do the math. Exactly 2/3 of the season in the books. And with this loss, 67-41. I'd say that's pretty good.
Yeah, sure. That's the way to be positive.
Okay.
You want to hear the first text? Can we say that as constructive, this is a good team capable of a playoff run, but not next level?
Well, their offense is so inconsistent, it drives me bananas. The worst thing that can happen to this offense is get 2 runners on with nobody out. That doesn't work out well for this team. It's extremely painful when you have to scratch a run across when you have first and third and nobody out. First and second, nobody out. Second and third and 1 out. And then, they got on the board. He got it in play. A little duffer on the infield. There's a run where Daniel Susac is hitting bombs for the Giants.
His first 2 homers of his career, I believe. Is that right?
You're going to need a more consistent offense. I can guarantee you that. But the best thing to happen to the Brewers is nobody on and 2 out. And then all of a sudden they'll put up a crooked number. It's just crazy how that works. They need to get more consistent with this offense. Luis Lara, a double today. Would you consider him in the leadoff spot? I mean, they need a more consistent offense. They've got the tools. I don't know if it's a chemistry thing. I'm not quite sure if it's a lineup thing. I don't know what it is. But when you look at all the individual numbers, just individually, they don't look bad, do they?
Nope, they don't. I agree.
They're scoring a fair share of runs, but that's a roller coaster. You can talk to me all day long about runs scored. 8 yesterday, just 3 scratch runs today. That's the reason that run differential and the run scored numbers are up. That's why. It's not because they're averaging 4 or 5 runs a game and very consistently giving your team a chance to win offensively. That's not why. It's because it's a roller coaster. Don't get swayed by the numbers here. You started this game with Thomas Pannone. Can I ask why?
Because Pat Murphy said, I don't have the audio, but Pat Murphy said that they wanted to give Shane Drowan, who was supposed to start, a few days
when is Shane
off.
Drowan?
Yes.
He's not Blake Snell.
I understand, but
he's not Mizorowski. Those are the guys you babysit their innings and you make sure they're fresh into the postseason. Not Sprouts and Drowans and Gassers. Those guys need to pitch. Those guys want to pitch. Those guys absolutely need to pitch. My goodness. You act like all these young arms are Yamamoto's and Snell's and Mizorowski's, and you're preparing for the postseason. With Sprout and Drowan, if anybody of the younger pitchers, Henderson's the guy to watch. Yet you leave him out there for 93 pitches yesterday. Someone needs to explain that. Come on. You just lost 2 of 3 to one of the worst teams in baseball. And you did it rather ugly. You got shut out in the 2 losses. You got shut out in game 1 and you got blown out in game 3. And it's because you want to shift Thomas Pannone in there. Why didn't Bryce Wilson start this game? Why is he on the team then? If that isn't a perfect opportunity for Bryce Wilson, then you don't send Garrett Stallings down and he follows up Bryce Wilson.
But they knew they were going to do this on Monday because Rosiak pointed out that Pannone was there on the taxi squad.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
They knew they were doing this for Wednesday. They just didn't tell the Giants.
Yeah.
That's all.
Come on.
Final, by the way, 16-3.
Yeah, it is a final. The game and the series, and those results are not good. Andrew Vaughn pitched an inning. He gave up 3 runs in his performance. Aaron Ashby, little rocky road today. Bryce Wilson didn't get it done. Do they cut him like McCullers?
There's not one single person that pitched that didn't give up a run. In fact, there's not one single person that pitched for the Brewers that didn't give up 1 run or less. 2 runs from Pannone, 2 runs from Patrick.
3, but 2 earned for Pannone.
Okay. 2 for Patrick. I'm just talking earned runs, right? So 2 for Patrick, 4 for Ashby, 3 for Wilson, and 3 for Andrew Vaughn.
I mean, you have to consider if indeed, which is what they're displaying here, and that is preparing for the postseason.
Correct.
At the 100-game mark?
In July.
Right.
Yep.
They're 108 in now, but at around the 100-game mark is when this stuff broke, that we need to make sure these guys are strong and fresh. But who? Which guys?
All of them. I think they think they're going to need all of them.
Sprout is not going to be on a playoff roster.
Are you sure? Do you know that?
Pretty convinced of that.
I wouldn't count anything out.
That's true.
They could piggyback multiple guys in starts in a playoff roster if they don't get a real pitcher to put with these other 2 guys. Again,
ramshackle, throw it together.
Yes.
Wade Miley opener, right?
Right. Yes. I mean, you could have a situation where it's Sproat and Drowan back to back, each for 3 innings. And then you go to your rest of your bullpen after that.
Yeah. Good thing you came up short on the 1 seed by 2 games because you had to start Thomas Pannone. You have to be kidding me, really, here. What a great story, though. What a lovely story. He bounced around. He's 32 years old. He had a little 1 start for the Brewers. That was when? In 24-ish, whatever it was. And then he plays in Korea, and then he bounces around, and he's probably indie ball, and he's trying to hang on. And he's doing all this stuff. So give him a pat on the back, give him a start. I totally disagree with that. I totally disagree with at the 100-game mark preparing for the playoffs. I just don't. I don't understand that. I get late August, mid-August, maybe-ish, mid-August. Yeah, 10, 15th. That I would understand. Got to get your ducks in a row here. Make sure people are got some giddy up and freshness. But here we're doing it in July. Maybe it'll pay off. I mean, I've been wrong. Want to get your reaction here. Nicolay Law talking text line. Not a good scene. 16-3, the Brewers lose. The number, 414-677-1250. Do you get emotional like me? Do you start just splitting hairs and really questioning? I find myself questioning everything when they lose. Don't you? It's just, it'll pass. It'll pass like a bad bellyache. And that's what it was today in San Francisco. 16-3, the Brewers fall. And we're going to be talking about it for the next hour. There's Steve Sparky Pfeiffer. That is Steve Sparky Pfeiffer, WI Sports Radio on YouTube. You can see him. Look at him.
We'll see Tim, too. We got to get the video camera fixed, and then we'll get Tim up.
What's wrong with my camera?
It looks like I'm looking at a thumb or something. So I took you off.
It.
Well, now I see. We'll put you up. We got like 20 seconds left. I'll put you up in the next segment.
What's wrong with my camera?
I don't know. I walked out, Charlie, and you were trying to figure it out. I came back, and that's
the Brewers' offense. All right, stick around. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
over. Welcome to the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. Bet above the rest. Only at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Milwaukee. After the last pitch, you've made the switch for 21 seasons. We'll hear from the manager, the players, and the highlights from the game. It's time to talk about the game and the team with Tim Allen on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
It's a final from San Francisco, the game in the series, and it was an ugly one. A 16-3 loss today in Game 3. Welcome in, Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. There's Steve Sparky Pfeiffer, Tim Allen in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. I hate when I get like this. I really do. But I will say this. I can't help it. Do you want me to just be somebody I'm not? Steve, you want me to be someone I'm not and not get upset when my favorite team loses?
Come on, man. People yell at me for doing the same thing you're doing right now all the time. So I can relate. I've been there. I've done that. There's been shows where I'm livid and you're the calm one. And
That's
there's
right.
been shows where you're livid and I'm the calm one. Like, we go through this. And then there's some shows where we're both fuming mad and screaming at everybody. Today is one of those days where you're beyond mad at everything in the world. And I'm more chilled.
I need beer. I think that's it.
You need Jack. Screw the
that
beer.
too. That will happen
Yes,
tonight
yes.
too. So with a Cub win tonight, Brewers will be up in the division by 5 games. Feel comfortable? You feel good about that? Nah, it's lost. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, does it? No? Oh, it does. It sure does. Are you going to have losses like this? Absolutely, yes. And in fact, I'd rather lose this way than giving up a 3-run homer and losing 8-7 walk-off style. If I had my choice. I'm more concerned about the strategy portion of this headed down the stretch and into the postseason. Don't you think Shane Drowan should be tested against tough left-handed hitters? Because he, as Stevie, what you said, he may be on that playoff roster and he may get a substantial situation.
Could be.
Don't you think he'd want to face Eldridge now and maybe learn something as a young rookie pitcher? As a dude that doesn't have the most experience, maybe he learns something when he has to go at Freddie Freeman with 2 on and 2 out. That's what I'm talking about. If young players need this right now. They don't need to wait. They didn't earn keeping fresh. They didn't earn that yet. We're not even convinced that some of these guys will be on the playoff roster, yet you're saving them. Wear and tear on the arms. Wear and tear on the arms. How about the experience to get a tough out in a tough situation with maybe your season on the line? Do that in late July instead of mid-October. That would be my point. If it's a Mizorowski, if it's a Yamamoto or some of these, whoever, throw a great pitcher's name out there. That I understand because you're probably not going to get a big drop off in talent level by the time the postseason gets here. They're still going to be good pitchers. So that means the freshness of them is a benefit and an advantage. That I totally understand. But for these younger guys, and I don't know where they rank Henderson, Gasser, Sproat, and Drowan. I don't know how you would rank them. I know how I would rank them. I don't know how they rank them. But I would rank Henderson as the top slot there of those 4 young arms. Is that fair?
Sure.
That's the guy to look out for with an injury issue. Yet they throw him in late July and let him go almost 100 pitches. Huh? But Drowan, you save him. Slide everybody back a little bit.
So I'm looking at Drowan's numbers, okay? So Drowan last year in 2025, between the levels that he pitched,
Right.
he threw 101 innings. That's all he threw. Oh, no, 54 innings is all he threw between both levels. That's it. 54 innings. Right now, as we sit today, he is already at 95 pitches.
95 innings.
Or 95 innings, yes. So you're already almost double the inning total that what he threw last
Good.
year.
Well, then
That's not good because, again, by a lot of team standards, you don't want him to go much more above that. Like, is there a situation? We talk about Sproat, but is there a situation where maybe Drone ends up in the bullpen if they get a pitcher here?
Yeah, could
and
be.
He's not in the rotation.
Back him off after he gets some tough experience and learns at the big league level. And then back off in early or mid-August. Then you can back off.
Yes, but that's too many innings.
Sign a bunch of Panones.
But that's the thing, though. He has double the inning total pretty much right now. So now you're going to pitch him on his regular every 5 days. That's going to be what? How many starts is he going to get in a month? He's going to get like 5 starts,
caking.
let's say?
Bunch of baby caking.
Well, yes, that's what it is.
I hope it pays off. I hope it pays off. I really do. I hope it pays off because a 5-game lead in the Central. Granted, that the Cubs would have to win to get it to 5 games. With 54 to play,
RELAX, buddy. RELAX. It's fine. They're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no need to panic because you lost 2 of 3 on the West Coast. We've watched the Brewers lose series on the West Coast our whole lives.
All the time. Yeah.
Our whole lives it's been this.
Okay, well, let's see what happens in Anaheim against the Angels.
Little Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck action at Disneyland tomorrow for everybody.
Freshen everything up.
And
they're the worst team in baseball.
You come back and you feel better about yourself on Friday, and you go get a couple of wins this week.
2-1. Take the series. You come back 3-3. Okay. Yeah, everything's good. All right. Nicolay Law talking text line 414-677-1250. KJ, what's going on?
Not the Brewers. They're not going on at all today. Tim, you have every reason to be upset today, and I'm going to rant right along with you. No way to sugarcoat this, Tim. That was the worst game I've seen the Brewers play in many moons, and because it was so sloppy. I mean, from that first inning, was it first inning when Mitchell dropped that ball?
Yep.
And then the guy got up and hit that third. I said, the game's over. I mean, they're not going to score many more, runs against Webb. And, of course, they scored 3, but not all against him. They scored 2. It was the worst, the most mismanaged game, Tim, I've seen in a while. I don't know what the reasoning was to pitch a guy, as you mentioned, to your point, Pannone. I never heard of him. And, to start him. You changed the whole lineup around. You got Yelich hitting 4th, DH. I've been critical about him being a start off. So what do? If you're Murphy, you put him at 4th. I don't get it.
I get it. We talked about this on Monday night with Yelich. We went over this. The numbers indicate he needs to be in the middle of the lineup. His numbers are really good with guys on base and runners in scoring position. His numbers are god awful with nobody on base.
Wait a minute. No.
Yes.
Yelich
look it up.
Is not doing what he needs to do to be in anywhere close to being 1 through 4.
Had a base hit and a walk today.
Sure did.
Yeah, he got a base hit and a walk. Good for him. Jackson Chourio, 0 for 5, hitting second. I don't get it. I'll tell you one thing. If they continue to pitch Aaron Ashby, I don't know what they're trying to do. Are they trying to blow his arm out, Tim? Is that what they're trying to do?
Well, he needs a break. There's a guy that needs a break.
That's a guy that definitely needs a break.
Yes.
Because by the time he gets down the stretch, he's not going to be able to pitch.
Well, it may time out, though, KJ. It may time out because DL Hall's on his rehab outing tonight with Wisconsin, 1 up. And then potentially they activate him in a couple of games. He comes up, and then Ashby goes out with fatigue or whatever the case may be. Thanks for the call, KJ.
Yeah, no, I could see that. That whip, what's it at now after that debacle of an inning for him? That's why they need a reliever. And they got Patrick and Ashby, righty-lefty, for the 5th, 6th inning range. And then you turn Uribe, McGill, and somebody else loose for 7, 8, 9. That's going to work out beautifully.
His whip on here, I don't know if this is updated, 1.45, but that may not include today.
It may not.
No.
That's not good.
No.
All right. Nicolay Law Talking text line 414-677-1250 to Madison. We say hello to Matt. What's going on, Matt Tisson? Okay. I don't think he liked the joke. Is he there?
Go ahead, Matt. Matt, are you there? No, that's not there.
I'm here.
Oh, there you
I'm
go.
here.
I knew you'd get
Sorry
there
about that.
eventually.
I was on mute.
That's okay. Go ahead, Matt.
No, yeah, I just want to say one quick thing. Why all the pessimism? Maybe Cooper Pratt and this is related, and they need something to say besides for the fact that he's about to get traded.
Maybe
Not Cooper Pratt. I meant Pena. But I'm saying, but maybe they just need something to say.
So you think Drone could be getting traded, and that's why he's not pitching to save him? Could be. That would make sense.
Oh, that would
sure.
make sense.
And Murphy's just running cover.
Okay,
Could be.
Matt.
There you go, Matt.
You
Beautiful.
might have saved the day.
Yeah. And if
But
he
still,
doesn't get
Thomas
traded,
Pannone. I don't want to rip on Thomas Pannone, but
Oh,
it's
but
still
you're going
Thomas
to.
Pannone. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but that's what they had available. Okay, that's all I wanted to say.
Beautiful.
Have a
All
good
right,
one.
good
Good
deal.
job. This is the only flaw with this theory is that Pannone was here on Monday. So that makes you feel like this was set up. Unless they were having talks on Monday
Could be.
and Drone's involved and you've got a good feeling this is going to get done quickly, then okay, maybe that's what
Yep.
it is.
Yeah, and maybe the other team pulled a Doug Melvin and said, "No way, don't pitch him. You got to do the deal by Friday. Don't pitch him.
Shane
If you
Drone,
pitch him, if you pitch him, maybe the deal's off
Shane Drone, you stay here. Luis Arise, you're coming with us.
to play third."
Well, whatever.
Okay. John in Franklin on the Nicolay Law Talking text line 414-677-1250. What's up, John?
Hey, Timmy. Yeah, no one's pushing the panic button, but
No.
I just don't like the taste this game puts in my mouth. I just, so what, were we after tying the 3-game series, and because we were going up against one of their best, if not their best pitcher, was this just a tap? We're just going to let this game go. We're not going to really care if we win or lose. Because I'll tell you what, I'm with you, Tim. I don't lose sleep about it, but I'm well aware of what the Cubs are doing. And the only reason they haven't made up ground is because the Brewers have been doing so well. But if we keep fumbling away, legitimate chances to win a game. I mean, guess what? When you play in the playoffs, you're not going up against Cincinnati's 4th starter. You're going up against good pitchers. And that, and you need to go up against those guys in an era competition that is close to playoff as you can. I mean, this team needs to learn how to foul off some pitches, how to build up a count on these real good pitchers and get them the heck out of the game. Because
Shane Drowan, John, to your point, Shane Drowan, I think it benefits him here in July to go against 4 of the front 5 in the lineup for San Francisco. 4 of the front 5 were left-handers. Let him face that. Because if you're going to have success with him down the line, he's going to have to get some of those guys out. And I'm not saying exactly those guys, but you know what I mean. Tough left-handed bats. Let them go out and get there. And if they want to flip things around to the right side, same deal. Let them go at those guys. Let them go at Willy Adames 3 times. I think that would help.
This game just, I mean, obviously if they would have somehow found a way to win it, we'd be all saying they're geniuses. I get that. But I just didn't like this whole thing. And then all of a sudden we started competing, and then we bring Ashby out. We're just waiting for his arm to explode. I don't know, guys. We need to make some good moves, and then I'll start feeling a little better about that.
All right, John. Thanks for
Very
the call.
good. It does go against the grain. Now, you can look at this 2 ways. It goes against the grain of win tonight, does it not? When you start looking down the road to prepare, I'm moving my hands down that way.
Yep.
When you look forward too far, that can be a fool's errand at times.
I just don't think this is Murphy's decision. I just don't. I think
Maybe the
it's-
numbers indicate
the
in
numbers
the
guys are
metrics-
like, we're not blowing
room.
his elbow out because of going too big of a jump on innings. So this is how we're going to play it. And I promise you, Pat Murphy probably is not happy about it because he knows they're going to sacrifice wins, skipping guys in the rotation and starts trying to get these guys to the postseason so they can pitch in the playoffs.
Is it that comfortable of a situation, though?
I
I
think they think it is.
They to a certain degree it is. I would say that a certain percentage it is sort of a comforting situation. It's a 5.5 game lead as we sit right now with a half game pending the outcome of St. Louis and Chicago. But I mean, you could look at it two ways. That one way is, you look too far down the road. Now, the other side of that is we have bigger and better things than a win in July here. We are preparing for much, much bigger things for this organization. You could look at it both ways. Clearly, this is a new trend in baseball. It's not unknown that, what did Jeff Suppan do every July or so? Oh, yeah, injured list. Whoops. What's wrong? It's a little tendonitis or something, a little fatigue going on. So it's not out of the ordinary for this type of thing to happen, but who opened the door to this? We all know contemporarily. It was last year's Dodgers team. That's who opened the floodgates to this. And it worked, didn't it? They were as fresh could be last year against the Crew.
But you see NBA teams have been doing this for years, load management. I mean, I'm surprised Major League Baseball teams haven't just said 10-day fatigue. I mean, that's essentially the same thing as the NBA with load management and why guys not playing in a game. And then eventually their star players weren't playing on primetime games in the regular season. And then they started coming up with rules in order to prevent them from missing their primetime games kind of going forward. I would not be shocked if Major League Baseball starts to follow that path.
In the moment, it hurts. Down the line, it could pay off. That's where they're at right now, through 2/3 exactly of the season here, the 26 championship season, with a 67-41 mark after a 16-3 beatdown loss to the San Francisco Giants. They lose the game in the series. And we'll talk more after the break here. If you want to jump in here and be part of the conversation, 414-677-1250 on the Nicolay Law Talk and text line. That is Steve Sparks.
Why do you keep doing that?
I don't know why I do this.
He goes, that? Like, what is
that?
Okay.
Is Steve Sparky Pfeiffer.
Yeah, there must be something behind the scenes I don't know about.
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
And you know where I got that? I'll tell you on the other side of the break. I'll tell you where I actually got that. My name is Tim. We're talking Brewers baseball, Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. We'll get back to your calls here in just a second as the Brewers fall 16-3. They lose the game in the series to the San Francisco Giants. A fairly comfortable lead in the Central, I would say, would be accurate.
I agree.
But be careful when you keep kicking the can down the road. Someone may come up and bite you.
So what happens if they get swept with the Angels? Do they then not do anything at the deadline on Monday if they haven't done anything yet? They lose 5 out of 6 on this West Coast trip. Does Matt Arnold get cold feet and not do anything?
Does that impact decision-making? I would say that this weekend is going to probably impact a lot of decisions for a lot of teams.
It shouldn't for the Brewers.
That is Steve Sparky Pfeiffer. It's the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Tim Allen and the Loss, and we'll get to your calls. Reason I say that, you know where I got that? And I don't know why it just bubbled up the last week or so.
What's that?
Why I say now that's Steve Sparky Pfeiffer. I'm a big Eagles fan, the rock group Eagles.
Sure.
In 2018, when Deacon Fry joined the group, which is Glenn Fry's son, after Glenn's passing, Deacon was saying it's great to be here, and he was kind of enamored being on stage with Joe Walsh. And on that 2018 LA Forum album, Deacon says, "That's Joe Walsh." Okay, so that's where I didn't make it up. That's where I picked it up.
That's good.
All right, 414-677-1250. Bill, Captain Bill in Iron River. What's going on, Bill?
Yeah, hey, I just want to go a little nostalgia here. First time I listened to this post-game show, Sparky and Tim were doing it. I was living up in Superior at the time, and I've been listening ever since. Now, what I want to say about this, I hate seeing the Giants on the schedule, but it's even worse when they're as bad as they are and they take the season series. But I just hate seeing those San Francisco Giants. For some reason, they seem to have the Brewers number. I'm not sure why, but I did expect this outcome, especially when they lost Monday night as well. They're not going to get this series. But
okay, so you were prepared after the game 1 loss. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I was ready. But thanks for taking my call. Keep up the great work, and it's great hearing Sparky and Tim together.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Bill. Thank you, Bill. Yeah, it's many moons ago, many years ago.
A lot of gray hair. A lot of gray hair between the two of us now.
Yeah. Well, I'm no expert, but as the years go by, you tend to get older. I don't know. I didn't.
Some do. So I know people that are my age that don't have any gray hair. You had no gray hair at my age. Not a piece of gray hair.
Because you accused me of coloring.
I did, because I couldn't figure out how you didn't have gray hair at 50.
Yeah.
Now I'm convinced you did.
How about Mike in Kenosha? Mike, what's going on?
Hey, guys. All these conversations about pitching and resting guys and, how they're going to arrange this. It's an interesting conversation, but it's almost details to me, because that doesn't cover what the problem is with this team. Do you think this offense is a World Series contending caliber offense?
Their consistency is not World Series caliber. I would say that.
I don't think they're even close.
But Mike, though, hold on. Well, then we need to figure out the algorithm of this offense. When you look at each individual hitting line, throw Jackson Churio up there, throw Bryce Durang up there, throw William Contreras up there, throw Andrew Vaughn up there, throw Jake Bowers up there, throw Luis Lara up there, throw Cooper Pratt out there, throw Joey Ortiz even out there. It all looks good. Then why is it so inconsistent? That's the question.
Well, there's no power. You can't. Every inning requires 2 walks and a single and a stolen base and a wild pitch. So I understand the individual numbers might look good, but there's nobody that's driving in runs with big swings. Churio is killing that. I mean, I am very, very concerned about what I'm seeing from him, because his strike zone recognition, he doesn't look any different than he did his first day in the big leagues. He's not hitting for any power right now, and they cannot survive with him struggling like this. And it's concerning. I don't know where they're going to get the offense. You know, forget beating the Dodgers, the Cubs, the Braves, the Phillies in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
This offense is not going to get it done unless guys heat up, which could happen. I understand that.
And Jackson Chourio does excel in the playoffs. We've seen it.
Thanks for the call, Mike. Yeah, he does. But listen, you keep saying, well, they're inconsistent and so forth. So what team stat outside of home runs where they're like at the bottom, what team stat offensively are you mad about other than home runs? They're fifth right now in all of baseball, with 543 runs scored. The Dodgers, they got 552. They're fourth.
Down, up,
right?
Down like a porpoise. We're just riding the wave up, then we come down.
So
Up
these
and
average
down,
on base,
up and
runs
down,
scored,
up
none
and
of that
down.
matters to you. You're more or less looking at, I want 6 runs every night. I don't need 12 one night and 2 the next. I want it to be
That's
flat
it.
line, 5, 6 runs every game.
Yep. I want a better. And you watch the games. Everyone sees what we see. Second, third, nobody out, and you have to scratch a run across on an infield duffer.
Should not happen.
I mean, it's been going on all year. And Tommy and I, we were talking about it earlier in the season. We call it painful. Even when they score a scratch run, it's painful. Because you see these other guys blasting a 2-run double. Now, they just need to be more consistent. I don't know what the answer is to that. Let's go to Joe. Joe, you're next on the Nicolay Law Talking text line.
Good evening, guys. How are you?
Good.
More important how you are, Joe.
I'm kind of hanging in there. They lost the series. Big deal. To me, it's the road trip. Just go 3-3, 500 on the road the rest of the year. You'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the deal for me. I don't know what trade is going to work. I don't know what algorithm or statistic or anything's going to work. No clue. I'll leave that to you guys. What I don't want to see is the Cubs getting Mason Miller or Skubal, and the Brewers losing to the Cubs to end this season. It would be a nightmare scenario.
Oh, my goodness.
Scenario if that would happen. So I'm hoping whoever they get, and they have to get, in my opinion, a starting pitcher, because I cannot see these guys on the road, these rookies in the playoffs. They're going to be shaking in their boots unless they're, hey, nothing worries me. I'll just go up there and hit.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know about the hitting and stuff. I'll leave that up to you, but they've got to find a starting pitcher. But God forbid Tariq Skubal, as an example, goes to the Cubs and the Brewers lose to the Cubs. It's going to be a nightmare.
Yes, it will be. I agree with you. Thanks for the call, Joe.
I've talked about it. I'm right there with you, Joe. 100%. I've said it for many years. How did the Packers end their season last year?
With a loss. And the kicker
2.
was the scapegoat. Bears.
2.
The Bears.
Chicago.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
Sucked.
Excruciating.
Yep.
Because it was that team. That's why. Would have been much easier had it been the Rams.
For sure.
Right?
Yes.
I'm with Joe, and I've talked about it on the air. Anybody but that team. Don't end the Brewer season. That part of it, wow. I'm with you, Joe. That for sure will take years off. I don't even want to face them.
Anybody but the trader.
Yeah, anybody but them. And to Joe's point, to excel that just a tick more, if it's by a player in a win or go home game, if it's by a player that the Brewers could have gotten, if it could get worse, that's how it would
Freddie
get worse.
Peralta beats you in a final game.
Oh, my goodness. And goes 6 1/3 scoreless. And throws like a 7-pitch first inning.
Yep. Cubs get him for a bag of balls, and then he beats you.
Yeah. All right.
Front row Ferguson next?
Yeah, let's do it. Fergie, what's going on?
I don't know what happened to all the Brewers fans, but it sounds like we're back in the early 2000s.
No, not really. No, it doesn't to me.
See what you've done, Tim.
No. You got everybody is being hyperbolically ridiculous at this stage.
Oh, so how comfortable are you in the division?
They have the first or second best record in the major leagues.
Yep.
Offensively, they're doing everything at a top 5 or 6 level with one exception, and that's power.
Yep.
And power, everybody talks about power. Power also equals strikeouts, which destroys everything else they're going to do. So if you want them to turn into a bunch of mashers that strike out all the time, fine, go get power. And you'll never make the playoffs, and then you won't have to worry about losing in the playoffs.
No, but you want to blend.
Well, right now what they have is they have a lot of guys that have the potential for power that are in a rut. They're not hitting for power at the moment, but they have power bats in the lineup. Are they 40 home run guys? No. Now, I'm not going to say that they ever are, but there is power in there. You know, and as far as the Cubs aren't going to get Skubal because they have nobody to give to Detroit. Their minor league system is absolutely decimated. And the Cubs would have to give them a major league ready arm back because that's Detroit's highest demand. They want somebody in the rotation day one. Never happening. He's not going to the Cubs. I really do think he's coming to Milwaukee based on what I've been reading and hearing on the national press. It's kind of funny because I have watched the national press for all these years now as the Brewers have come up. We've always been, you know, as fans, upset because they never notice us. This year, they won't stop talking about the Brewers and MLB
That's
Network,
true.
about
That's
how good
great.
they are, about how this could be their year. They need one piece. All kinds of positive accolades. And what happens? All of our fans turn into negative Nellies.
No.
The season's
No.
over.
I can't
Thanks,
have it,
front row.
Fergie.
Thank you.
Can't have it. People react emotionally. That's the fun part of a journey of a baseball season. You can't take that away. I can't go back as a Brewer fan, and I can speak on behalf of a lot of emotional Brewers fans. We've heard some today.
Sports fans in general. Packer fans do the same. Packer fans do the same thing.
I can't go back to sitting in church as an 11-year-old when my father, you're not going to ear pinch. Don't you do anything. You're just status quo in church. You're not too happy. You're not too sad, unless you're at some of those churches where you roll around and say, Lord Jesus, take me now. But no, I'm not going to have just sit there and be neutral. That's not fun. What did I tell you for years, Stevie? This, in a weird way, is part of the fun of a season.
This is the part that you realize Tim is different than the rest of us. Tim likes the anger issues that you have during the year, the stress. Like, you'll lose a heartbreaking game, and Tim at some point in the postgame show will be like, see, this is what makes the season fun. Stuff like this. I'm like, dude, I am livid right now. Shut up. I want to hear you tell me about this is what makes it fun. Nothing good comes out of losing. There's nothing positive about it.
I would agree there, but knowing full well you're going to lose some, but some hit you a different way.
Correct.
And it's how you lose also that impacts this. That's what's so lovable about sports talk radio. That's what I like about it. That's crazy. All right, this portion of the program is brought to you by G2 Insurance. Your friend in insurance. Running a business is like a championship run. One bad hit can take you out of the game. G2 Insurance Services specializes in keeping your business and reputation protected. They offer tailored solutions for restaurants, professional liability, and workman's comp. They represent top carriers like Erie to find the best combination of coverage and price. Get the defensive line your business deserves. G2 Insurance Services in Brookfield, online at g2ins.com. G2 Insurance, your friend in insurance. We'll take a break and come back. Maybe a couple of minutes left here.
No, we got time for people to call in. Lots of text messages and dugout YouTube chats to get to. Yeah, we got time.
Okay, very good. We'll take that break. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Talk to me about your emotions then. Are we supposed to be neutral and numb when we're rooting for our teams? I want to ask Brewer fans that are Packer fans also, Is that how you felt when the Packers lost to the Browns? Didn't they lose to the Browns 10-7 or something stupid?
Flacco.
Yeah. It's that. So you're not supposed to react to that? I just find that hard to believe. And more power to you if you have emotional control like that. I appreciate that, and I can respect that. But I that's just not the way I enjoy sports.
Emotional control and Sparky, they go hand in hand.
That's right. Hey, you're not innocent in all this nonsense either.
I'm just not fired up like y'all are today. That's all.
All right, we'll take a break. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Welcome back. So we can set some ground rules so we can control our emotions here on the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. Here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, Tim and Sparky, and a 16-3 Brewers loss. So we should not freak out on a loss, right?
Yes.
Is that what some are saying?
Not when you are this good. Freak out on a loss when you're 500. Freak out on a loss if you're a couple of games back chasing a wild card spot or something. Freak out when you're tied for the best record in baseball coming into today. Probably not worth freaking out.
Okay. So if the Brewers are only a game and a half up with about 17 games to play,
yes,
then do those same people then retroactively go back in time and then freak out? No, they don't. They'll forget about these games.
These games will not be brought up.
No. So control our emotions also when you get a walk-off win, a Wild Bill 3-run home run. Watch it. Watch it, Buster. Watch your emotions. You can't get too high now.
Somebody that's in your camp texted in and said, 1982, up 3 with 4 to play.
Yeah, I mean, they all count the same. I've fought this fight for 21 years. That these games mean the same thing. Perceptually, you think those games in September are bigger than these games. That's a perception. That's not the reality of it. So, all right, let's
You're not going to convince me that Pat Murphy would have pitched Pannone in the last week of September because that means as much as this game meant. There's no chance. He doesn't care, and the front office, don't look at these games like they do games in September. They don't look at games in May and June like they do at games in September. Do they all count as wins?
What happened to win tonight?
Absolutely. They all fine. But I don't think the front office is thinking that right now. The front office is like, hey, we got to be healthy when we get to the playoffs.
A good part of their success the last few years under Pat Murphy through over 2.5 years has been the win tonight mantra. That's how they've been in this situation.
Yes, and then they lose in the playoffs.
Okay, so don't you have to balance that?
That's what I think they're trying to figure out in a new way, maybe. Maybe they're trying to figure out a new path so they're a little bit more fresh, a little bit more energetic, ready to go win the damn thing. Maybe that's what this is all about.
You lose 2 or 3. It's not a problem.
Not
Just
a problem.
Careful. Be careful. Oh, boy. Baseball coverage on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network is presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi. One price, 5 years, guaranteed. Xfinity, imagine that. Let's go to Rich in Racine. What's going on, Rich?
Tim, I totally agree with everything you've said. One thing I think the fans and our listeners are trying to say is, we don't mind the loss. It's the way they've lost lately. That was a sloppy mess today. And it just can't keep continuing like that. It looked like they were in a daze at times. Fly balls dropping in between them. One of them should have been caught by Pratt. Sanchez behind the plate looked like a robot.
You had a drop fly ball by Garrett Mitchell in the series. You had a drop fly ball by Jake Bowers in the series. You had a throwaway error. You had a drop from Sanchez. You had a Sanchez drop ball at the plate. Yeah, there were a lot of issues in this series.
And if I know you well enough, when that kid came, when Padon was on the mound, and I believe it was the third inning, and the drop fly ball, and then I believe it was a hit batter, and the guy up has not had a home run in his life. You knew he was going to hit a home run, didn't you?
He hit 2 of them, little Danny Susak.
Sure did.
You knew he was going to hit that home run, didn't you?
I think they're looking at this West Coast trip as a vacation. Maybe.
I told my buddies.
I believe it's their family trip. So
that might explain a lot.
There is some of that, probably, yes.
I told my buddies at the golf course that this is a very, very, very important trip. And boy, they better make it important now, because somebody down on the south or the north side of Chicago, and I hate to say it, but they're hitting the ball a ton and we're not. And we need to start.
All right. Thanks
Rich.
for the call.
Thank you, Rich. Yeah. I'm not the most comfortable, but I'm walking around on thin ice the way it is. I mean, I'm thin ice the way it is. Any other posts you want to read?
Oh, well, we didn't get to any of the text messages. So let's get to some of the ones that come in here. 414, I'd rather the Cubs trade the future for a rental and beat us this year than the Brewers lose to the Cubs for the next 5 years because we overpaid for a rental this year.
Okay, you could measure it that way. I get it.
No, you can't. Listen, the reason you can't is you have no idea how deep this farm system is. I really don't think y'all understand. Like right now, they've got like 3 to 5 kids that are 17, 18 years old that are killing the ball. They've already got a couple of them up at A ball. You'll know all about these kids if you don't listen to the leadoff show when we do our Building the Winter segment. You'll know all about them next year because a couple of them may end up in Appleton at some point next year and be like, oh my God, they've got more of the Churios and Madeis and Peñas coming. Like even if they give up a bunch of good players, they've got another wave coming on top of whatever they have there now in the system.
And that proves 2 things. One, sustainability, right?
Yep.
It does when you have strength in numbers like that. They're all not going to work out. It also proves another thing, that when you decide to go for it, you have the ammunition to go out and get what you want.
Absolutely. But are you going to do it? And as the general manager pointed out, he wants to do it responsibly. Sanchez is a detriment in more ways than one. Very concerned from Chris B in Florida, who says Nancy says hi.
Oh, hey guys.
Okay.
Thanks for listening.
That is. Okay. Hi guys. I don't know who you are, but that's cool.
Chris and Nancy. Yeah.
That's good.
Good people. I bet you their emotions are in check.
They said very frustrated.
Take a deep breath. Relax. It's been a very tame program today.
I'm telling y'all, when this podcast gets posted, you need to go back and listen to the first 10 to 12 minutes of the show while the game was still on in the 9th inning as Tim was ranting his ever-loving head off.
Well, and that's the difference in processing your emotions. The difference is there's reaction immediate. I mean, the game is just about over, and you have to react immediately. You know that. I'm not going to look. I love it when fans just are authentic, and they have their opinions, and they're not wrong. And if you get a little emotional, I completely get it.
Hey, here's one for you, Justin in Germantown. Every team goes through a slump. And I really wouldn't even call this a slump. The Brewers just had a nice homestand. Now they're on the West Coast. Generally in the past, they've never done well on the West Coast. They win 2 out of 3 against the Angels. That's 500 road trip. I'll take that. Everybody just needs to calm down.
Okay. If you listen to the program, the ranting wasn't about necessarily the loss. It was about the strategy heading into this game. You pushed Shane Drowan for Thomas Pannone. You think that gives you the best? See, now I'm going to end on a bad. I don't want to do this. I have to go.
I mean, if you want to start the Dunn Club tonight, Tim, go ahead. You can be the first member.
No, the door is closed.
Okay, just check.
Put your cards back in your wallet.
Get that ball peen hammer out for you.
Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. You guys have a great night. We'll see you soon. For Sparky, my name is Tim Allen. Despite the outcome, smile, Wisconsin. Bob Uecker is smiling back.